党的20大闭幕以后啊，你看我们中央政治局的常委同志是怀着崇敬的心情来到延安，瞻仰党的7大会址，毛泽东、周恩来、朱德同志的旧居，也参观了这个延安革命纪念馆。目的是什么呢？就是回顾党在延安的光辉岁月，缅怀老一辈革命家的丰功伟绩，弘扬伟大的建党精神，弘扬延安精神，坚定历史自信，增强历史主动，发扬斗争精神，为实现党的20大提出的目标任务而团结奋斗。同志们，党的20大制定了当前和今后一个时期党和国家的大政方针，描绘了以中国式现代化全面推进中华民族伟大复兴的宏伟蓝图，让我们踏上新征程，向着新的奋斗目标出发。
Papers from many universities in China, including well-known ones like Peking University, were exposed to be fake. On Tuesday, October 25th, National Natural Science Foundation of China released a report about the misconduct cases in 2022. The report found that 52 papers have problems, such as ghostwriting, plagiarism, and data falsification. A notable point is that many cases involve top universities, such as Peking University, Fudan University, Nankai University, and Shanghai Jiaotong University. In 2022, China's Ministry of Science and Technology found 9 cases of fraudulent papers. This time, it involves famous medical universities and institutions like China Medical University and Shandong University. The issue of paper fraud in China has fallen under the spotlight of various international groups. For example, in May, RetractionWatch.com said that the Association for Computing Machinery, or ACM, had taken down all at once 323 papers from its database. The data were allegedly generated by computers, or were made up. Most authors of these 323 papers were from China. Their research was done at Beijing-certified top universities, called the double first-class universities, such as East China University of Science and Technology, China Agricultural University, and Chengdu University of Technology. In 2021, the academic journal Nature said that the number of papers from Chinese hospitals had increased 50-fold in the past 20 years, but along with it, fraud had also become industrialized.
美国、澳洲、日本国防代表10月初在夏威夷会谈，允诺加强3方国防合作，以制衡中共。日本数名政府人士近日表示，日本向美国采购美制战斧巡弋飞弹的谈判已经进入最后阶段。如果日本部署战斧巡弋飞弹，其射程能击中约1000多公里以外的目标，中国、俄罗斯远东部分地区皆涵盖在内。 据爱尔兰时报报道，爱尔兰外交部下令关闭都柏林市中心的海外中共警察服务站，因为调查发现，中共警务服务站违规从事执法任务，疑似用来监视居住在海外的中国持不同政见者。他们并且已经说服23万华人返回中国，而有些人返回中国后，甚至会面临刑事指控。 外媒27号披露一份比利时外交电报，指出中共官员以贸易关系威胁，要求比利时外交部长拉毕撤回在2家媒体的专访，因为他说中共是潜在敌人，以及中国商船可被军用。 日本首相岸田将宣布一项大规模的经济刺激方案，规模达71.6兆日元，希望降低物价上涨对消费者和企业所带来的冲击，提振以减缓日元贬值及通货膨胀的冲击。周五，日本央行一如预期维持负利率不变，而且总裁黑田东彦表示，不打算在短期内提高利率或退出宽松政策。新唐人亚太电视整理报道。
The Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, mentioned a state media poll at the CCP's 20th National Party Congress. The results show that the Chinese youth no longer prefer Western countries and values, even looking down on them. This poll was published in The Global Times on October 21st. Accordingly, respondents who previously looked up to the West and experienced envy, admiration, and respect showed a sharp decline. This year, only 3.9% of young Chinese people chose to look up to the West, down more than half from 2021, at 8.1%. Additionally, the article points out that today's young Chinese are increasingly confident. More than half of young Chinese believe that China has surpassed Western countries regarding public security and human rights. However, many Chinese students abroad have doubts about the reliability of this survey. James Wang, a Florida international student, told NTD-TV that the poll is the same thing the CCP often flaunts, that more than 90% of the Chinese people support the Communist Party. That is not entirely true, because many protests against state control broke out in many places. Most recently, before the 20th National Party Congress, there was an incident of banners hanging on the Sutong Bridge in Beijing. It sparked a revolution among young people to support expressing personal opinions about the CCP's strict management under the COVID pandemic. Prominent are two young girls holding a banner to march in the streets of Shanghai, which have received support recently. Chinese youth and Chinese student groups abroad are also braver. Many posters and slogans in support of Sutong Bridge Warriors have appeared in many universities in the UK and US. Li Yuanhua, a Chinese historian in Australia, commented on this poll. He told NTD-TV that the poll is provocative and combative. He bluntly said that under the totalitarian system of the Communist Party of China, the result of the survey might not be young people's truth.
What do you want to say to Chinese people, and what's your comments on the past 10 years Russia and China relationship, and what's your predictions and expectations on the future of Russia and China relationship? Thank you so much.
As far as the Russian-Chinese relations go, over the last year, over the last decade, they have been propelled to a whole new level of openness, mutual trust, and efficiency. Country-wise, China is our biggest trade partner. We are working together in almost all, if not all, areas. In the military field in particular, we hold joint exercises all the time. In military and technical field, we have relations based on trust. Probably this is unparalleled as far as the history of our countries goes. We work in culture and in the humanitarian field. And of course, in the economy, the biggest trade Russia has is with China, and it's growing at an enormous pace. And this pace we achieved even before all kinds of limitations. And before we had to redistribute our trade flows towards Asian countries, in China in particular. My friend, and here calls me a friend as well, and I think him to be my friend, President Xi, we have decided to achieve a certain level of bilateral trade, and we are moving towards that at a higher pace than we planned, than we anticipated. As far as our relation and attitude towards China goes, we think of the Chinese nation, of the Chinese people as a friend, an ally. We have great respect for your traditions, for your history. And I'm confident that based upon this solid foundation, we are going to forge ahead with confidence.
A strange children's song called Recite Ancient Poems and Do Nucleic Acids went viral on the Chinese internet before getting removed to avoid public criticism. The related keyword is also being censored on Weibo and WeChat. The song rhymed famous ancient poets' sentences with doing nucleic acids, which people think is ridiculous, and that it deserved to be the joke of the century. Looking at the waterfall from the Tianchuan River from a distance, Li Bai and I are doing nucleic acids. Looking at Master Wang for another year, Lu You and I are doing nucleic acids. Parking and sitting in love with Feng Lin, Du Mu and I are doing nucleic acids. Everyone line up and do nucleic acids together. The lyric was found very disturbing, especially when using children to promote nucleic acids. The video's introduction reads, "To recite poems and take nucleic acids will enrich the community's cultural life, enhance positive energy in the continuous fight against the epidemic, and contribute to the fight against the epidemic for the whole society. We would like to thank the children and parents of the children's small band for their hard work in making this short film. Thanks to Secretary Lin Ling, Deputy Director of the Gulou District Customs Work Committee, for his encouragement and support for this work." People think the video has been shot by official agencies for pandemic prevention propaganda. In March 2020, a children's song called The Fangzai Cabin Hospital was amazing, widely circulated over the internet, and was rated as the most frightening song since the pandemic. People recall the song and believe the joke has reached a new level.